타코마에 위치한 역사 박물관을 방문했습니다. 독특한 외관이 먼저 눈에 띄었습니다.
So the building was built in 1996. Before that, the museum was in a building over by Stadium High School. And originally they thought that they would take over Union Station when it was modeled or when it was remodeled and make that the Historical Society and the History Museum. But because that's a historic building, it would have affected our ability to show exhibits, and it's not enough space. So instead, they built this building right next to Union Station and tried very hard with the brick and with the shape of our arches to mimic the feeling of that train station so that we look like one big compound together.
워싱턴주 역사 박물관에서 가장 유명한 것은 기차 모형 축제입니다.
The Model Train Festival takes place every year from December 21st to January 1st, and it's a festival where we embrace model train building and try to share that with families, and our entire museum fills with model train layouts. And we also have children's activities, Lego building, some other kids activities, and then Santa Claus comes and is in the museum store as well for pictures for 3 days. So this year will be our 19th year, and it's our busiest time of the year. It's our most popular event. We specialize in children's groups from school, and Washington State history is usually taught in the 4th or 5th grade and also in the 7th and 8th grade. So those are the biggest age groups of children that we see. We do see younger groups in here coming in with their parents, and then a lot of our members are older individuals, so 45 and older. But there's something here at the museum for everybody. We really try to appeal to everybody and incorporate activities that would be appropriate for different ages.
당시 시대상을 엿볼 수 있는 전시물들도 많이 있었습니다. 어린이들이 워싱턴주의 역사를 배울 수 있는 히스토리 랩이 나타납니다.
In our collection of images, we have over 600,000 images in our collection. And here you can see the development of the state through maps. And so when it first started as a territory with Oregon and Idaho, and then when it became a state in 1889, and it's actually the 125th anniversary of statehood this year. This is our Great Hall of Washington history, and this tells the story of Washington from the geology of how our state was formed. And then it shows how that affected the development of the culture in this area. Have a long house.
I watched my grandmother make an open meat basket just like this. She used it for many years. Did you make baskets too, grandmother?
Shows how the general stores, the different merchants and trade that popped up, and how the communities developed as the railroad came over. This is called Ernest Ogilvie Punkweiler and the Fabulous Miraculous Time Intrusionator. And it's about this gentleman. His name is Ernest Ogilvie Punkweiler. And he travels through time collecting objects to preserve history. And so the entire exhibit is set up as if you are in the book. And the first part of going into the exhibit, you step into his teapot curiosity shop, and you can see various objects that he has supposedly collected through time. Then when you leave the Teapot Curiosity Shop, you go into several of the illustrations from the book, and kids can stand in the illustration and have their picture taken, so they become part of the exhibit. Kids can hop in the boat, and there are vests they can put on, and the photos that you take look like they're out there with the serpent. And then here they can, again, climb around and be part of the totem pole. And the text panels tell the story of his logbook, the notes that he kept as he was traveling through time. And then this painting was done by an illustrator, and it's the Oregon Trail. So again, we're back into Washington history. There's also a website where kids can submit questions to Ernest here in the exhibit, and there's a blog where he answers their questions. So they can go online later and see his answers to what they ask. Kids can purchase a copy of the book for $10 at the museum store. We also have the book available in audio, so they can listen to it online.
다양한 문화를 주제로 한 전시도 열렸습니다.
This exhibit is called Pomp and Circumstance, and it's an exhibit of clothing that represents the different rites of passage or milestones that we have in our life. We are showing the different ways that we welcome baby into society. So there's a baptism gown as well. And then we tried to show, the way different cultures approach some of the same milestones. Wedding dresses or graduation ceremony gowns that are a little different.
이 밖에도 세계 1차 대전 포스터 전시가 있었습니다.
So these posters all date from World War I. They really use emotion like pride and patriotism and duty to motivate people to support the war. Got like one catchphrase on it, and the whole point is to make it seem like it's a very exciting life. Join the military, see the world, get trained. We call a bathroom a restroom sometimes, but for them a restroom was a place where they could go right where the fighting was. They could go in and get a hot meal or something so that they could, get away from the fighting for a few minutes. They were conserving things like wheat, so they encouraged people to cook more with corn, which they didn't really do at that time.
워싱턴주 역사와 지형, 다양한 문화를 즐기면서 재미있게 배울 수 있는 곳. 타코마 워싱턴주 역사 박물관이었습니다.